All right. Is my mic connected? Hold on.
Yeah,
Hello.
you're all good, man. You're all good.
We're live. We're live.
You're live. Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Listen, we're just celebrating another podium yet again. You know what I mean? A P2 for Lando Norris. I'm here, of course, it's McLaren Fan TV. Welcome to the channel, people. I'm here with my co-host, Mahad from the Pit Stop Fracker. What's going on, bro?
I'm all good. Another day, another podium. 4 in a row, you know. Four in a bloody row.
We love it. We love it all.
Even though certain man had to get disqualified, you know what I'm saying? I only found out we were P2 in the middle of the night, but I don't care. Get me?
Yeah.
We'll collect that. We take those.
I think I woke up the next day and I found out Hamilton and Leclerc got disqualified. I said, yo, is that what we're doing? Yeah. Is that what we're doing? So, yeah.
We weren't cheating.
This is it, though. Like, you know, legal. It's a legal car. That's the saying in the chat.
They checked our car. I know they didn't check everybody else's, but they checked the McLaren.
What was it? The front four? Was it all the front four?
No, it was Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc, Norris.
Oh,
that wasn't the front four because obviously Leclerc went down to 6. He went to Narnia. You know what I mean?
I forgot that Leclerc and Sainz were in different positions. I kept thinking Leclerc was where Sainz was and vice versa. It dawned on me later on that I was like, oh, yeah, of course Sainz dispatched Leclerc early doors.
And then he inherited a podium.
How many podiums has he had that way he's never been on the actual step itself? It's got to be
there was one for us, McLaren. There was Brazil. Remember when Hamilton got a 5-second penalty at the end of the race?
Yeah.
And then there was when Seb didn't have enough fuel in the car.
Was that Baku?
Hungry. Remember when it was off on that one?
Mm-hmm. And then there's
3 times.
I swear.
And this is the third one.
I swear there's a 4th one. No, I even have a feeling there's 2 for McLaren with Sainz. I don't know why. I feel like there's 2. Well, he's got 1 with Ferrari, that's for sure. But people are saying 3 in the chat. Anyway, big up to everybody in the chat right now.
Shout out to everybody.
Alex says, hello, lads. Big up yourself, Alex. Drea, evening you all. Mixed but very good race weekend. Ready to do it all over again. Yeah, indeed. I mean, it is a bit of a mixed bag. We still got something to celebrate. But yeah, it could have been more, maybe. Could you argue?
I would say so. Obviously, I think coming into the weekend, I wasn't as confident as I usually am, just because I felt like this track is a bit of a mixed bag and does it play into the strengths of the car. I saw practice and I saw how bumpy the track was, so I just assumed that that's not going to really help us out as well in terms of we have to kind of take some downforce out of the car and kind of not play to our own strengths. So we kind of had to do an alternative setup. I thought maybe they were cooking something up with the whole saving of the tires in practice, not doing a soft run and not doing a hard run, and just thinking, okay, maybe we've got something in the bag for the race. Turns out the damage was done on that practice session that we couldn't really compete in the race. But overall, I feel like it was a very, very competitive weekend pace-wise. Very difficult weekend for Oscar Piastri, I think. I think, listen, he's a rookie. You're going to have rookie weekends. That was a rookie weekend.
That was one of them, yeah? That was one of them. You would have thought, you think you would get the hang of the sprint weekend, of course, winning a sprint race as well this season. It's been a very I'm not too disappointed on the weekend overall. Like, when I think about it, we'll get into each piece of the weekend, but when I think about it, always, look, 4 podiums in a row for Lando Norris, 6 in a row for the team. You know what I mean? I didn't even clock that. 6 podiums in a row for McLaren. Big up Alex. Big up to Z. Sorry, you're muted, Cuzzy.
I'm trying to think. Is that right? We didn't get a Monza podium.
Was Monza within the last 6?
No. Yeah, it was.
God, Monza feels like forever. I don't remember Monza. It feels like forever ago. Z says, hello, everybody. Big up yourself, Z. TSJ Awesome. Quick and legal car. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, people. Amon says, hello, guys. Big up yourself. Zach, now that we've got people
I forgot about that.
For Lando is next. Well, what happened to that P4 in this constructors, huh?
Oh, look, guys, I didn't even tweet off the account or anything like that. I didn't even acknowledge that we got P4 in the constructors. We are P4 in the constructors. I didn't even notice.
That's what, as in like it's done or what? Like, as in it's
I just forgot that we were doing that. the whole overtaking Aston
Yeah,
Martin.
to be fair, do you know
And
what?
Aston Martin have the stinker.
Because Aston Martin have the stinker, and I think it's just a case of because I think we've done with the Alpine's early doors, and I think we just left it because it was a case of can we compete with Alpine really in terms of how our season started? It was an Alpine conversation, and then we kind of dispatched them quick. Then Aston Martin, it was like it was smelling, but then we couldn't. We would have we were having funny weekends still at the time where we weren't necessarily two cars finishing solid. And all of a sudden you kind of look at it, you think, wait a minute, wait just a damn minute. But also Lando Norris in the drivers' championship, you know what I'm saying? He's ahead of Leclerc and George Russell. People.
Boy,
let's talk.
Remember what I said? Remember when we were behind George Russell and I said, look, George Russell's a given. It definitely is a given now. I'm not gonna say Leclerc's a given yet, but it's soon come. I think Leclerc, that race there, that disqualification has put the nail in the coffin. I don't think he's beating Sainz this year. That's scary.
You don't think so?
That's 2-1. That's 2-1 to Sainz.
Yeah, they're saying 2-1 to Sainz.
2 seasons he's beaten him out of 3.
Has he been there 3 seasons?
Yeah, 2021, 2022, 2023.
That's gone like that. I tell you what, those Ricardo years are hurting me. That's not even deep. He's been there 3 years. TSJ Awesome talking about 3 in terms of 3 times that the podium where he's not been on there. I counted the double podiums as 2. Okay, got you.
Okay. Oh yeah, because we've got 2 double podiums.
Got you.
Has any Red Bull, McLaren? That's the only people that have got more than 1 double podium. That's it.
Wow. We love that. That's what we like to. Can you believe it? What a story this season has been for when you do like McLaren versus Aston Martin. I think I've got to do a video on that somewhere because it's.
We can do it. Let me do that video with you. I want to be a guest on that video.
The surge, the frigging shift and change is phenomenal. It's a story. It's a story in and of itself. Drea says it was a shame the hard tires didn't work on this track. They worked well in the last races. Don't know if we could have predicted that, but I'm still happy.
Look. I think in hindsight, I look back on it now. I think the plan was okay. The plan was great because we are good on the hard tires. We've had this relationship with the hard tires where we're very, very good and we get faster and faster the harder the compound, right? So their assumption on Friday when they were setting it up and they had that forward thinking for the race is it's going to be a 2-stopper. Let's try to get onto these hard tires because I think we're going to be really good. Yeah. Turns out them hard tires were cooked, and it wasn't only just for us. And you have to remember that the relationship between the ride height and how we use those hard tires is going to be different because we have to compromise for a bumpy track. So the kind of the maximum output that we get out of these hard tires that we usually get out of it, we couldn't do it because the ride height was compromised. You saw Red Bull; they put on the hards at the end. It was cooked. Tires were finished. Yeah. So our best chances were winning the race, and I applaud them because they went for it because they felt on Friday, okay, we can try to go for the win now. Yeah. After the qualifying, they thought, okay, let's just try to go hard, medium hard, and see how it goes, and see if we got pace in these hard tires. Turns out, 10 laps into the stint on the hards, they said, we can't battle with Max. Forget it. So when he came out on the hards, our fight is with Max. After 10 laps, they said, "Nah, it's not it, man." Yeah, we have to just kind of consolidate the situation.
Yeah, that's legit the case, the case because what can we do really? After when you think about it, can we predict it? We couldn't have seen what happened take place. Alex says Leclerc is finished. Who's Leclerc?
Leclerc. Anything you put that plank of wood, boy.
Oh dear. It's time to take Sainz and Alonso.
Oh, Alonso's a bit. That's a techie one. But Alonso's just standing still. He ain't scoring any points. He's a standing target
still. And Sainz must be thinking like, how have I not eaten this up either? With the amount of points he's probably been getting over the last 5 or 6 races, and there's a race win in there somewhere as well. So, Amos says, Mahad, never let Anik tweet ever.
You gotta let him tweet, man.
People are saying change the password, bro.
Nah, man, let him tweet, man. Come on, look. I see much worse in the group chat. I'm in the group chat, mates. Let him tweet what he wants to tweet, man. Hey, guys, there's a thing, let me just break this down because Peter, I don't know if you know about this, There's a thing called Anik curse.
Anik curse.
if Anik starts to run an agenda or start hating on a certain particular driver or team, their fortunes turn around like that.
Is
It's
that
just
right?
like straight away like that. Do you know this guy was the biggest Verstappen hater ever? He said, "Why has he only got 11 wins? This guy's a fraud. Da, da, da. He's never gonna win a championship." Da, da, da. What happened?
Wow.
What happened, guys?
3 in a row. Huh?
It's
50 race
three in
wins.
a row. So let him carry on hating. You guys, listen, yeah. I've seen threats that people are gonna try to, I don't know, do the ratings down on the Pit Stop Fracker podcast because of Annex tweets. Don't do that. There's about 13 guys that use that Twitter account.
Imagine.
That's the tweets of Anik and Anik alone. You go to Anik's Twitter and you at him regarding. You don't Pit Stop Fracker. You let him tweet off the account, but that's him. That's not the other 12 guys that's using that. You know what I'm saying? So, and just let the Anik curse simmer. I'm chilling.
Man.
If he wants to start all of a sudden hating on Norris, this guy was not hating on Norris for about 2.5 years. So all of a sudden he's hating on him. I'm like, okay, fair play. Fair play. But he's the head of the. Listen, he's a Leclerc flamboy. It's getting sticky for him.
When I first met him, and he was all Ferrari and Leclerc, and I was like, oh, what a shame! Like it's not looking. Not looking good.
I said, what a shame.
And since then, it's been nothing but pain. Like they've had wins, and then that's it. Like it's stood there. That's it. Nothing else on that. Z saying, Brundle and Croft are irritated me beyond words this weekend. They're pushing F1 Twitter agendas live on TV.
No, Z. Let us know what kind of agendas were they pushing on TV, because I wasn't really paying attention to the commentary like that.
Yeah. How do you want to do this? Because obviously quali's on the Friday. Sprint. There's a sprint day.
Sprint races.
There's a sprint day on a Saturday, and then we'll talk about the race at the end. Do you want to go quali, or should we do sprint? Let's do the sprint, get it out of the way, put the shootout and the sprint race.
Yeah, let's do sprint and shootout straight away.
And then we'll do quali and the race.
Because I hate sprint races. Just get that shit out of the way, bud.
Okay, so do you know what? Yeah, for the first time, I've got to admit, I understood why people don't like sprint weekends.
Wow.
And I don't know if it's because one of two things. I don't know. See, I thought I was a bit of a junkie where I would give me all the racing you have. I will be here to watch it, right? On the other hand, when it's very samey, when it's very much like, okay, what's new here? Because I felt like the sprint day kind of was going to ruin what the race was. Does that make sense? You felt like kind of, okay, now that I know, for example, what Verstappen is capable of, this is how the race is going to pan out. This is how the race will pan out, right? And, even with the positions in terms of like, where Verstappen qualified and so on and so forth, you thought, okay, maybe, is there something to look forward to on the Sunday? However, the Sunday I liked. I thought it was a good race on Sunday, overall. Just overall, for what was a dull Saturday, in my opinion, I felt like the race was all right on Sunday. So I think for the first time, and I don't know if it's because the weather was actually behaving. Could it have been that? Maybe the sprints looked good when the weather was a bit dodgy. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. But for the first time, I disliked a sprint weekend. What are your thoughts?
I think when it comes to Formula One, you have to make the Grand Prix. Like, it has to be the big one. You know what I mean? So what you have to do with a sprint weekend is build up the anticipation and keep the mystery of the race, right? When we saw that sprint race, we already knew the pace order. We knew that it was Red Bull, then it was Mercedes, and then it was McLaren and pace. If you were somebody that was like, oh yeah, if you're a Ferrari fan or a Leclerc fan and you saw that Leclerc put it on pole on Friday, you would have that whole, or on quali, you would have the whole anticipation of what can he do from the race, because we don't know the race pace, right?
Yeah.
We knew from the jump on Sunday that Leclerc was not winning that race. And that's not how it should be. We just said it's impossible for him to win that race.
We knew it for a fact on Friday.
We saw a sprint race of this guy being ass. So what's going to happen in a race?
No, it's bang on. Yeah, because that suspense, you still got that suspense on a Saturday to Sunday of what could happen. Like a Monaco quali, you don't know. Like, the fastest guy on the day, it could be a Leclerc, for example. And then a race as difficult as Monaco is on a Sunday, he could win the race. we knew for a fact, every man and his dog knew for a fact Leclerc was not winning on Sunday. And
this is the problem. It gets rid of that. This is the problem with sprint races. People are not able to set up the car. Man are getting disqualified because they couldn't get the ride heights right because there was no practice sessions. This is a joke. This is a joke.
You know
if you want to, the only sprint race that banged that was good was Spa, and that's because of the wet conditions. So you need something there to make it like unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be reverse, whether it be mandatory pit stop. Something has to be different. One shot quality. Something has to be completely different to mix up the order, right? And to get the other people invested because you want to get an opportunity. If you did, let's say, reverse grid order from 10 to 1, the person that's 10th that never gets a chance to win a race might win the bloody race. You might get some new winners here and there, and it'll be worth their time because they get points. Some back markers or people that are in the midfield actually get an opportunity to win races and get a podium and get some glory, right?
Yeah,
they don't even do that. So get these sprint races out of it. It's a waste of time. I think we would have done way better if it was just a normal.
I think so.
If it was a normal free practice session weekend with quali and a race, I think we would have done way better because we would have been able to set up the car properly for the weekend. And we could have analyzed this whole hard to medium situation.
Yeah, because I wonder if I had a bit of bias in my head as to why I wasn't liking the sprint weekend this weekend. I thought, Austin, what I'm saying? By the way, I do want to go visit Austin in terms of track. If I want to go visit a track, I love going to America anyway, but I would love to go visit Austin for a circuit.
McLaren Fan TV in Austin.
It just looks like fun. People are having a great time. And it's not a street circuit. It's a proper racetrack. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get proper racing. But listen, McLaren Fan TV, Austin. I mean, FIA, McLaren yourselves. Come on, hit us up.
I know some of you guys are from America. Come on, man.
Come
meet us out there.
Big up, by the way, big up Quick Stop F1 because
they went out there. Yeah, shouts to them.
Went out there. Big up to them, and they had a show up there. You know what I mean? And they sold out the show. So big up to them. Like, you know what I mean? You never know, man. One day. But let me go through the comments real quick as we're talking about the sprint weekend. 24 points to Alonso. We don't know yet how the upgrades will work, but it could be possible. Either way, Lando has had a stunning season. Oscar as well. The whole McLaren team is just fun. Lovely.
I'm enjoying
Daniel, big up yourself. Says we're still getting that wind tunnel time from P6, by the way.
Jeez. Whatever they've been cooking up from, was it June, end of June?
Yeah.
To the end of the season. With this 2024 car, they've just got an advantage over Red Bull.
And the thing
P6.
is, I'm starting to now see people outside of McLaren fandom talking about Andrea Stella. I think it's time we put some respect on Andrea Stella. Are you guys all right? Are you guys all right? The boat's gone. Okay, the stocks.
I don't want to hear it.
The stocks have been sold. You cannot buy shares in Andrea Stella right now. You cannot. In the hashtag Stella We Trust, it's for McLaren fans and for McLaren fans only. Because people are now starting to recognize and see what's going on. I'm thinking, Rob, how late can people be to the party?
Go back to our streams back when it was when they first hired Andrea Stella. And look how glowing what we were saying about it.
Look how he was talking. You know what I mean? Look how he was talking.
We saw the vision.
By the way, have you watched this Beyond the Grid yet? Because I need to dissect that one.
Yeah, have you not seen it yet?
I haven't watched it.
I've seen it. I feel like we need to do a little breakdown on it, but obviously I need to watch it as well. So yeah, we should do a little breakdown on it still.
Oh, wicked. Okay, cool. Because next weekend obviously is Mexico. Is there anything after that?
We'll do a little segment. We'll do a little segment alongside Mexico. So we'll do maybe a little shorter, a longer episode, maybe.
I can assure you, I will dissect. I will listen and make notes. Okay, to bring to the live stream.
Fantastic pod.
Was it good? Yeah. I mean, I'm always fascinated by those episodes anyway. There's no visuals though, isn't it? It's just audio.
No, it's just audio, man. F1.
The thing is, man. I like don't get me wrong. I like an audio podcast. Don't get me wrong. But if I've got to sit down and really take note and take heed, I want some visuals. You know what? I want some visuals because I will miss things. I can just daydream off during a mid pod, and I'm like, whoa, let me go back a little bit because I've missed everything there. I'll go through these comments real quick. Big up to everyone that's commenting right now. Smash a like on this video, of course. We are talking specifically the sprint day on Saturday. Drea says the race was really, really good, but I'm biased because we led for 28 laps. Sprints are useless, though. See, that's the thing as well. Norris had his time. Norris had his time in the sun, which is what we love to see. Things that we are going to be seeing hopefully in the future. ADFC, what's going on? Really hope Lando grabs a win soon. This slander needs to end. Also, the nervousness from anti-Lando agenda merchants on Twitter when he was leading was hilarious.
They didn't expect him to beat Leclerc off the line.
They didn't expect it. They didn't expect it.
Like comfortably as well. Then comfortably managed the race. People were catching him. Who was catching him in the first stint?
You know? Who?
He was just doing this, you know, like the boxers, just like.
Yeah. We'll get to the race a bit more because there's a question I have, and I need it answered. But we'll get there.
Okay,
we'll get there. Z, they've been saying that Norris has been struggling and being hard on himself because Piastri has him rattled. Turn it in. Like, why are they even coming up with this nonsense?
So the first bit, that's a lie. He's not been struggling, because how can you get a podium and be struggling? You see the difference in narrative, because somebody like George Russell this weekend was absolutely nowhere. There's nobody saying he's struggling.
Not one person.
There's nobody saying he's struggling against his teammate. But when Norris is literally directly behind Piastri, he's struggling. How does that make any sense? When Leclerc is finishing behind Sainz, nobody says Leclerc is struggling. The narrative is completely different for Norris, and it's unfair. It doesn't make any sense.
It's a farce.
He was, yes, being hard on himself. So I agree with that bit. He was being hard on himself.
I think
he said he was being hard on himself. That's true.
I think Z's regard is talking in regards to the agendas that
the agenda. That's what Crofty and all these guys say. Yeah, he was hard on himself, but he said he's already explained that I'm hard on myself because he holds high standards to himself,
and that's what we like.
That's an elite winner's mentality.
That's it. AD says, yes, facts. Sprints are just spoilers. They've just been saved this year by circumstances and weather. I think that's the reality that we're going to have to come down to, isn't it? And be like, do you know what? Maybe it's just that, you know?
Yeah. Qatar sprint race kind of popped off because of all them bloody red flags.
Yeah.
Not red flags, yellow crashes, safety cars.
Safety cars, yeah. I mean, look, 2 qualies is just awful. Makes it even worse. Is that right?
I'll be totally honest with you. I don't watch sprint quali. I always have to watch the replay. I don't actually watch it live.
How come? Why?
Because I have no interest. It's in the middle of the day on a Saturday. I'm outside.
I'm outside.
We're doing it. It's not like, you know, that practice session sometimes. It's in Saturday morning, so you're still in the house, you're doing whatever. These sprint shootouts in the middle of a Saturday.
Do me a favor.
I'm not there.
These times wifey wants brunch.
And there's a huge gap. There's a huge gap between that and the sprint race.
Well, that's the thing, innit? Because what time was this? What time was the quali, the shootout?
The shootout was 6:30.
Yeah,
in the evening. The actual sprint race was at 11 p.m. Why is there a huge gap?
Yeah, you could go out and come back, and you still haven't. There's nothing changed, and yet you still got a race to wait for.
Sessions need to be at least 2 hours max.
Honestly, it's all crazy.
The sprint race itself, I think sprint quali. Piastri kind of recovered from the bad quality that he had on Friday. So that was really quite close to Lando, but I feel like we just got pipped by everybody else, I think.
I mean, when you look at the shootout results there, P4, P5 for Norris and Piastri, and in the race, P4 for Norris, P10 Piastri. Piastri, obviously, it was a bit of a mare race day, shootout race or sprint race, whatever it's called. It was a bit of a mare on that day, and, you know, he dropped way too many positions down. But the pace is there, though. Mahad. Like, it's not like
the pace was there. I knew that Merck had more pace from that point. I understood. In that sprint race, I kind of understood. Look, when I saw Hamilton and he got P2, I was like, this guy's faster. Mercedes faster this race. Because of the track specifics and stuff like that. So I kind of foreshadowed what was going to happen in the race a little bit. Just because of that. Piastri, I even heard Stella say that he had less than optimal tires.
Yes.
So I don't know whether they gave him older mediums than that Norris had. But they dropped off. And obviously at the beginning, when you're a little bit, he had a bad start off the line. He had a very bad start. I think he had the worst start off the line. And then when you're in the midst of it all, when you're battling, he cooked his tires. But the tires were like already well done already, if that makes sense. So that's why he was dropping back. Like the way he dropped back, and it's experience as well. That's the first time he's ever raced on that track. This is not an easy track.
Oh no,
bumpy. He was even saying in an interview. He said like some parts are like brand new, some parts are like resurfaced, and some parts are like absolutely never been changed ever.
This track when was this track done? Was it 12 or 13?
2012, I think.
Was it 12?
I remember that Hamilton and Button were driving for us, so it must have been 2012.
Hamilton and Button were driving for us still. Okay, yeah.
Hamilton won. Remember?
And it's 12. Oh, of course, yeah.
That was a McLaren win.
Yeah, because they said something like, I think Hamilton's got 5 wins in Austin or something like that.
Yeah, he won. He won
Where are those
loads
5?
in a row. He hasn't won in the last 4 years, I think. But
I think, and he became like world champion in what? I think 2 of them.
Yeah, I remember like Rosberg.
Yeah.
Hooked him. They threw the hat.
Yeah, he threw the hat. Yes, of course. I just remember him standing there with the Union Jack, bro, just doing a little 12. I'm not sure why we dropped off so much on that last stint. We were failing. We weren't falling that far behind on that first hard stint. I don't know if Lando cooked the tires, trying to keep him up with Max. You know, was that driver error?
No, I just think it just wasn't there, man. I think he got to the point where halfway through the first stint, when Max overtook, halfway through the second stint.
Yeah.
First stint, we weren't falling off because we were on mediums. The car was comfortable on mediums. The second, is this one, but the race, right? Yeah, this is the race, yeah. Sorry, I lost my mic because we changed the conversation. But first stint on medium showed the pace of the car, right? So we needed to have another set of mediums on, whether it be in the second stint or the last stint, right?
Yes.
The problem is when they put the hards on, and then what they said was to Lando is our races Verstappen, come on, let's do it. Yeah. Then they clocked after 10 laps. These tires are ass. And then Max Verstappen overtook him. Yeah. The tires were cooked. He had a lock up. The tires were finished because for some reason the relationship with the car and the hard tires was not as good as the medium tires. Because what it was the tire was slow, plus it was degging. At least the mediums are fast. If they deg, at least they're fast.
At least they're fast, yeah.
But the hards were useless. And the worst thing is, we had 2 sets of new hards, right? We had some old mediums. Once they got through the hard, the plan was always to have 2 hards, go medium, hard, right? If you're halfway through the stint of the first medium hard stint, and you realize you ain't got the pace to race Max Verstappen,
finish.
They said, listen, it's done, mate. That's why they boxed. They said it's done. Just box and put some other hards on, and we'll just try to make the most out of a bad situation, which is smart. You're consolidating your situation. Obviously, Hamilton still caught up and beat him, but that tire was rubbish.
Yeah, so
and Max Verstappen put him on the last stint, and he was dying out there. He nearly lost the race because of them tires.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's answered my question because I was struggling when we went hards twice. So I watched the race in a bar, and so sometimes everything gets a little bit cloudy, where not just because you had drinks, but just basically like you're trying to get. When you watch a race at home, you're listening to everything, you're checking everything. You're so up to date. You're on point with what's happening at the time of the race. The thing is, when you're in a different environment where there's people there and you're not quite, I don't know what the word is. You're not concentrating on what's being said on commentary, stuff like that. When I saw us pit and go for the hards, I said, whoa. Why have we gone for that move? And I'll say to somebody like next to me, I was like, look, there's one thing McLaren have done well. They've always proven me wrong strategy-wise, more often than not anyway. So obviously I just knew that there had to be an answer for this, but it confused the hell out of me when it happened. Go true.
I think I've just seen a comment from DC. Like, I think our used mediums was way more used than a Mercedes or Red Bull, just because we were running around with them in practice and overusing it.
Do you think we would have died had we used it?
I think we would have all been cooked.
Because
I think I don't know. I have to check all because obviously there's data out there to check how many laps were done on each medium. I think we done way too many on the mediums.
You think that's what it was?
We can't make them work compared to others. Others were maybe doing 3-4 laps on them. I know we did at least 10, 15.
Yeah, I mean, Jerry is saying here the medium was 7 laps old. We couldn't make that work till the end either. It just dropped off.
There's no way. Unless you just say, let's keep the hards on for ages. Obviously lose position to Hamilton and just drop back. And then put some mediums on and just hope for the best. Them 7-year-old medium, them 7-lap-year-old.
I mean, how long would
I think it's just dumb strategy.
How long would a soft would have lasted? How long is that lasting?
I don't know,
Because
man.
that was another strategy on the books. They were saying, you go hard, medium, soft, or hard, soft.
Did they have sauce? I don't know, man. They could have done a soft thing like how Sainz did in the sprint race, but I feel like the damage was done on Friday, guys.
The damage was done on Friday, and we'll talk briefly. I mean, look, P2. You say damage, P2 for Lando Norris.
P2 damage, that's crazy.
That's
look at the cover I put. That's a quote from Lando Norris, by the way.
What was that?
On the video, guys, the thumbnail.
The thumbnail.
The thumbnail says, "You've got to remind yourself of how far we've come and where we were."
That's the saving grace, isn't it?
That's what Lando Norris is basically saying. Look, you have to just remember. I think people forget about it sometimes. I know a lot of McLaren fans were frustrated about not getting the opportunity to win the race, and they were basically saying, "Oh yeah, we messed it up." We made the best out of a bad situation, because what that showed to me was intent and unique thinking. These guys were planning from Friday, we're going to go medium, hard, because we're good on the hards.
That's the thing, yeah.
That's to me, and they were trying to go for a win. That's, to me, I can't complain about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that it was an open goal, I felt, on Friday, especially to qualify P1. To get that pole position, it was there. It was there. And I think and Norris kicked himself for it. He was like, yeah, P2.
He said it was on him, innit?
He said it was on him. And what was it? He messed up on was it the last sector or the second?
I think it's the last two corners, no? He lost time.
It was even corners, so it wasn't even like a sector. It was a corner.
Somebody, I think, shout outs to Nat G Racer. I think he said final corner, before the final corner, he was in the lead. He was on pole.
Yeah, I heard that somewhere. I think I heard it in the commentary. Like he was on for a pole comfortably as well, which is I mean, as Alex says here, it's been a wild frigging ride. Okay, we've bargained. We've bargained. We've got more than what we bargained for. Yeah, we believed and we hoped and we were praying that things are going to change for us and whatnot, because we were in a dire mess in Bahrain. We were dire at the start of the year. It was going to be the same old repeat as last season. That's what we were going to have, and maybe even worse. But some way, somehow, we're looking at P2 and we're there saying a pole was on, or we're saying, we're not happy because we could have got a race win this season. I mean, the race win does seem close. I think it was Alex who said it as well. It looks so frigging tangible. It's there.
Lando's saying that Kato was the last chance. Obviously, you don't want to listen to Lando when it comes to these type of things.
He did say that. I've got my eyes.
Bit of a negative Nancy on that point, but
he is a negative Nancy. I mean, look, big up to Ricky. He's saying, Brazil's there. It's there.
God. Sector 2, Brazil, we're gonna get cooked.
What, slow speed?
Yeah, man. Well,
I thought
look how we were moving in this. Look how we were moving.
I thought we improved. I thought we improved in the.
Well, we have improved, but it's still the weak point compared to the other teams.
I mean, we got the pace, though, man. We got the pace.
If we're trying to go toe to toe with Mercedes in Sector 2, we're gonna get cooked, man.
Listen,
Brazil's one of those ones. Yeah, I just need it to rain. I need the madness that
I need it all.
Happens, madness.
Yeah, we need it all.
Because most of the time, the fastest team don't even win in Brazil.
We need the spirit of Senna descend on for McLaren. Come on, we need something out of there. Who wants to groove? Big up yourself. I guess first time commenter saying, look, multiple P17s at the start of multiple podiums. So at the start to multiple podiums is honestly astonishing when you think about it. Tell them again.
Think about this.
P17.
The most popular positions that Lando Norris has finished in this year is P2 and P17. So it's P2. He's had how many P2s now? I can't remember. But he's had the second is P17s. How many times has he finished P17 this year? It's a common look. That's what, Alex, shout out to you. That's the most common position, second most common position for Lando Norris. That's signifies the season.
Look at the downer. I said Sector 2 are getting overtaken by everybody. Norris himself, big up to John McLaren, says Norris said himself he's dreading Brazil. Okay, never mind. I thought Brazil would be
Don't say Brazil. The worst thing is, Max Verstappen in the press conference after the race was like, "Oh yeah, you're pretty good in Abu Dhabi, AD. Maybe that could be the chance." I'm like, nah, man. AD slow speed as well. Come on, man.
I'll tell you what. Big up to the crew that are watching. Who's there? What you saying? Hope you're good. I hope you're well. Lando was really happy with the result. He didn't seem disappointed at all. That says it all, in my opinion, especially with the hard, how hard he is on himself. With how hard he is on himself, and he said he would have messed up, and if it had been the case. So look, yes, everybody knows, and it's probably our song all season long, right? Look how far we've come, especially the second half of the season. Look at how far we've come, and yes, we're there. I mean, this is an astonishing stat. 5 P2s and 4 P17s. I mean, my goodness.
What on earth is going on?
That's one team? That's the same team? Like, come on, it's going to be an absolute,
Has he got the most P2s as anybody else?
That will be interesting. I can find out for you.
Find out, guys. I think it might be Alonso still, but find out.
What, Alonso still? What, this season?
He was sweeping up P2s earlier in the season.
He was sweeping podiums, bro. I'm not going to lie. Early doors, man. Roller coaster of a season I would have ever thought we'd be in this position. Nobody would have thought we'd be here, mate. Nobody, Ricky. Nobody would have thought that at all. Adif C says, Vegas Mario Baby Park, we might be able to cook.
I think we're fast in the straight, guys. We're not slow anymore on the straights. I'll tell you that.
That's the thing.
But that, it's definitely Baby Park. And
what do you reckon? What do you reckon? We suck at Mexico as well?
I think our advantage in Vegas is that it's going to bloody be 5 degrees outside and we're the quickest at heating up our tires. That is our advantage over Red Bull. They can't heat their tires up for shit. Max is going to be crying for 3 laps trying to put heat into his tires. So that's going to be an interesting race. That'll be interesting. I feel like the way the McLaren has his relationship with the tires, I think it definitely heats up the tires quicker. So if we can qualify well, we might do a thing in Vegas.
The people are saying, Alonso's got 3 P2s and 4 P3s. Yeah, he's got.
Get him out of here, man. Them low ass numbers.
Right, let's quickly move on to the race itself, okay? Because we've dabbled on it. Look, not the greatest day for Oscar Piastri. Of course, he got into a bit of contact early doors, and it seemed to be that. And I felt myself repeat. You know how Norris is the P17, P2 guy? So Piastri for me is either the contact guy or, a brilliant weekend. Like, it's one or the other. Because when he's having a great weekend or a great day, usually it's not his fault. Usually it's because of contact or something like that. And when I saw the contact, I thought, is that really costing us at the minute?
I don't know how Ocon's car just died. Ocon was like, I just gotta go. I'm finished. I don't know what they make. I remember I accused our car of being made of paper mache, but what's that Alpine made of?
What is the Alpine, man? I'll tell you.
Apparently, it hit the tire hit Oscar's car, and Oscar was fine for a while, and then but obviously the impact made the radiator leak, and then he was losing fluid, and then bang. Yeah, that's why he seemed additionally faster, and then the car just
cut out. Yeah, same.
He had an amazing start. Oscar made out like 4 places.
It was hard to watch. It was hard to see, Mr. Piastri. When you look at it, just when he's left alone, we see what he's capable of. We know what he's capable of. As Ricky said, Oscar was brilliant, and Daniel saying it was 100% on Esteban Ocon, 1,000%. But yeah, it's just a shame for there's not much to talk about with Piastri.
I think Oscar, like, remember Qatar, obviously that was a sprint weekend as well, but then he's done that long test with Alpine there. So he kind of knew the track and stuff like that. This is completely brand new for him. And for him to only have like 1 practice session and then overall, go through the sprint race and it's just trying to deal with a very, very difficult track compared to Qatar. Qatar's like a brand smooth new surface. It's like driving now, when you go down the road and everything's just been paved properly, there's no potholes, nothing like that. And then he has to come to this ghetto circuit and he's only got 1 practice session. It's like for him as a rookie, and for him as well, I like about Oscar, he builds into his weekend. So he's gonna be.
He does.
If you're an Oscar fan, he's gonna be mid in practice 1 if it's a new track. But he's building his way and gets his confidence throughout the weekend. And he wasn't able to do that this weekend, just a bit. And then by the race, I think he was there. But then he had the unfortunate incident with Ocon. For him to make up that many places, I feel like he would have got into a steady groove, and I think he would have been there, maybe to even inherit a podium, like how Sainz did. He would have been there.
With how everything panned out. I mean, look, people are talking about Ocon collecting DNFs. DNF merchant. Andrea says it. Alpine have had 10 DNFs this season. Bloody hell! It was a shame for Oscar. Would have been a good learning track for tire management. Maybe wouldn't have been a good result anyway, but you never know with 2 disqualifications. I mean, it's Alpine. Like, people, you've watched Formula One long enough to know Alpine are notorious for DNFs. Notorious. Ever since they were called Alpine. All I know about them is they could have a great car, but they can't finish it. 10 this season.
Could never be my team. Sorry, lads.
Wow.
Could never be my team.
Daniel says the thing that hurts is the lack of track time for Oscar. Yeah, it does. It does hurt. Question for you guys then. So, obviously people have made their opinions known about the sprint weekends in general. So do we prefer to have a normal race weekend as a McLaren bias fan? Is it better for us to have all the data we can manage and collect, your practice 1s, 2s and 3s, have a quali on the Saturday, race on Sunday? Is that better for us? Or is it better that nobody gets a free run? Nobody really gets to understand what's actually happening at the track. And maybe that might work in our favor because people just we need to react rather than be proactive. What would you reckon?
I want as much time as possible to get the understanding to get the best result. So even though I don't personally watch all the practice sessions, I feel like it's necessary to give me the best product and give us the best chance on the Sunday. So for me, I need that. You need your drivers to get into a groove to learn the track. You need the team to understand the setup and to understand what is the best way we can perform that weekend. And then when you're at 100%, you go. It's like a boxer. You need them to train before they go boxing. You need to go training camp. Why are F1 drivers and F1 teams not allowed these training camps? That's not the way to create what they want in terms of unpredictability of what's happening in the race. That's not the way to go. The way to go is, for me, I don't care if it's changing conditions or not. It needs to be one-shot quali on Saturday.
See,
because that's what unpredictability happens. Like, look, bad luck. Oh, you went out and it started raining. Unlucky, mate.
The thing is, though, because the majority of the people are saying are with you on this, but Oscar won his sprint this year. Do you know what I'm saying? And the sprints have been not too bad for us.
No, they haven't. No, definitely not. We collected a lot of points for that.
Is they're saying here? I think that's what I was saying. From a McLaren bias standpoint, what do we want? What do you think Zach and Andrea want weekend to weekend?
I think they would want sprint weekends because
they would want sprint.
Zach, from his point of view, probably more points, more chance of advertisements, more car on tracks, more chance to put trophies, more social media engagement. Blah blah blah. Me, Grand Prix racing. I don't think Andrea probably likes sprint weekends. Because you're not able to optimize what you need. Have you not heard Andrea Stella, the way he says optimize? Optimize the situation. He's not optimizing the situation if he's in the sprint weekend. So this is me just speaking on out of nowhere, not speaking. I don't want to speak on his behalf, but he probably doesn't like it. He seems a bit of a traditionalist in that sense. But yeah, for McLaren itself, look, we deal with it. We cope with it. It's not like we're not. Oh my God! Every single sprint weekend we're absolutely horrible. It's not like AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri, every time they're in a sprint race, is a joke. They hate it.
Hey, Sonoda got fastest lap in it and
in the race,
P9 or whatever. But you mean specifically the sprint itself?
Yes, Yuki Tsunoda bloody hates sprint races.
It's a mixed bag, isn't it? Although I think there's more people that don't like sprints than they do like sprints. Dre says, "Hey, look, we're not bad with working with one free practice session. We ain't bad at sprint weekends, but still prefer the normal weekend." Look, Mexico this weekend will definitely show us, like, it will give me a better understanding of what do I prefer more for my team. Because I know what I felt about Austin in the sprint weekend. Now I need to see what Mexico is like, where it seems to get back to normal. I'm actually going to watch that progression of Oscar on a Friday to a Saturday, to a Sunday even, and see what kind of drive.
That's a new track for him as well.
Because that's a new track too, and what's Norris going to be like, with the brand, this Norris, this.
One question we're going to have to kind of answer is when we take this engine man away for Lando Norris, because he needs an engine. We've got Mexico, we've got Brazil, we've got Las Vegas, we've got Abu Dhabi, right? I think that's 4 races left, guys.
Yeah, 4 to go.
I think you got to take it Mexico.
You just gamble. You just go with it, yeah?
Yeah.
Montero is saying, yeah.
You know, Mexico's not got really that many opposite overtaking opportunities and stuff like that. Or if the team truly believes that we're going to be terrible in Brazil, just do it in Brazil. Because Brazil, you can overtake everybody if you want.
True.
You can take it over all them back markers.
True. I mean, you know, take the penalty in Mexico. We need the saucy engine in Vegas. Okay, so people are saying Vegas, man. I want 100.
Vegas is the opportunity, maybe, man.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. People are saying Mexico. They're saying
I'm scared of Ferrari in Vegas as well. Because Vegas are Ferrari's in the same situation in terms of their penalty as well, so they're gonna have to take the engine penalty as well.
No, they are. Look,
so are we saying people to throw away Mexico for a Mexico result?
Like. That's what the people
for Orlando and just hope on Oscar that weekend.
I said, or do a 2021 in Brazil, do a Hamilton.
The thing is, even if it's a sprint weekend, so allow taking a new engine on a sprint weekend, man.
Hey, Brazil, I need the rain.
That famous Brazil rain.
Huh?
Famous Brazil rain. Now, from my memory, it's always raining in Interlagos all the time, man.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? The crew are saying Mexico. Mexico with the engine turned up slightly will be easy to pass down the straight. That's the thing, though, isn't it? Like, I don't know, cheeky low drag setup, and we're seeing a comeback drive masterclass. This is in Brazil. Z saying, how good was Andrea Stella's Beyond the Grid episode? Listen, we're going to dissect. We will dissect next week, side by side with the Mexican Grand Prix. We're going to dissect it with that. Look, let's get into the ratings. Driver ratings out of 10. What do we reckon?
Lando Norris, 10 out of 10.
Lando Norris, 10 out of 10.
When do I ever say 10 out of 10?
That is, you know what? That's just landed on the top of my head there. 10 out of 10 for Lando Norris.
Yeah.
Please explain.
Because
we need to know.
If Max Verstappen doesn't exist, he wins the race.
If Max Verstappen doesn't exist,
he led the race, man. For how many guys this season could say they led the race for that long? Bar Sainz. Because Sainz led the race in Monza and Singapore.
Yeah,
name me a driver that led a whole stint.
Wow.
A stint and a half.
Wow. I mean,
actually, no. You know what? He's right. He should have had pole. So
he should have had pole.
9.5. Sorry, Lando. Apologies.
Sorry, Lando. I think I agree. It's going to be a 9.5 for Lando Norris with me. I mean, look, AD's saying 10. We'll get to Oscar in a second. And Uzair saying Lando 9. Wow. You know, Lando's had a good weekend overall. Yeah, P4 in the
we got a podium in a race that we shouldn't have got a podium.
Say that again. We got a podium in a race we shouldn't have got a podium
in a race that we never expected to even get a podium in.
Why did we not expect it?
Because the track didn't seem like it was going to be the one for us. It wasn't in our plans to go well here.
I mean, who do you think was going to go well for? If you don't think it was
Ferrari. I thought Ferrari was going to do a thing, especially when I saw it on pole.
When I saw it,
they did absolutely nothing. So and then I saw the sprint race, and then I was like, I don't need to worry about these guys.
That would be all right.
It'll be all right.
Yes,
I would have bet my house that Lando leads that first corner. The second I saw that sprint race, I was like, this guy.
Yeah.
And then I saw Leclerc the start against Verstappen. Obviously, Verstappen tried to send him to bloody Narnia.
Yeah.
But the fact that he didn't even get off the line quicker than Verstappen, I was like, this guy, there's no way he's got no chance.
He's dusted, isn't it? He's done. 9s all around for Lando Norris. A lot of people saying 9 for Lando. We'll get on to Oscar Piastri.
Piastri.
I mean, I've got a 4.
I'm gonna have to give him a 6.
No,
I'm not giving him a 6. I'll give him a 5. I have to cap him, man.
You have to cap
quality
him.
Was awful. Q3 and quality of Friday was awful. And then sprint quality made up for it, and then sprint race just like that. I don't even know. I feel like I don't know if I should stick it on the team or not. I need to get more detail on that because Stella was being very coy about the response about what kind of tires he had, and I feel like he may have had not good tires.
Yeah, people are giving him 4s and 5s. 4s and 5s. Oscar's getting. I'll tell you what. NA says Uzair. He's not even. It doesn't really feel like he can even predict.
I don't know, man. Do we give him allowance because it's a rookie weekend? I don't know, man. That's typical rookie weekend, man. I have to give him a 5, man. We got to be. If Lando had a stinker, I would give him a 5.
I think 5 is fair. We've got some Leclerc still under, which we've always got time for. Where Leclerc's weekend was hilarious. What else? 25 poles, 5 wins. Yeah, when they put up that
I told you this earlier. Juan Pablo Montoya's got less race starts, and he's got more wins and more podiums. with less poles. How you got more wins with less poles?
4 wins with less poles. That's crazy. That's
crazy. More wins than with less poles. He's got more podiums with less poles.
That's crazy.
He was in the Michael Schumacher era. In a bloody Williams.
You know what I'm saying? It's not even like, man was out here. No way, man. What else? Okay, yeah, team. Sorry, I forgot about the team. The strategy. So not the pit crew. We'll get to the pit crew in a sec. The strategy. Were we good this weekend?
I think strategy in the race, phenomenal. I think it was as equivalent to the directness and the kind of decisiveness that you need when you go toe-to-toe Red Bull. I think in the race, when to pit, what to pit, and kind of like managing the race, I thought it was perfect. Yeah. The problem was the decision to make to go hard, which was probably made very, very early into the weekend. But in hindsight, they thought the hards were going to be good, and nobody had hard running. So what they did is they made a gamble to the unknown. So I'm going to say I'm going to give them an 8. But I like the intention of the gamble. I can't criticize them for that. I'm not that guy. You know, some people will be like, "Oh yeah, why didn't you save some mediums for the race?" I'll be like, "Nah." They went for it, man, because they believed that the car was faster on the hards, and because of the heat. Even Lando said, if it wasn't as hot, we might have got a chance to win the race. You can't control the weather.
You can't control it. No, that's true. Whilst you guys are putting in your scores for the team, Leclerc has 9 less poles than Verstappen. Verstappen has 10 times more victories. Good.
Verstappen has more victories with Leclerc poles than Leclerc. So Verstappen, when he sees Leclerc's on pole, he knows he's going to win.
He says, "This is my time." Oh no, this is wrong. This is just wrong.
I've got one thing I wanted to say, and I don't know why nobody's saying this, is if Leclerc's car was deemed as illegal because of the floor height, and the car went into Parc Ferme after practice 1, how has he kept his pole?
How has he kept the pole? Yeah, exactly.
Why is the pole not Norris's pole?
Yeah, if it's Parc Ferme. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I
need somebody in the quotes in the comments to answer that question. Why is it not retrospectively now Lando Norris's pole? The guy's had an illegal car all weekend. Unless I know they do their checks after the sprint race and stuff like that. I don't know, man.
That's a confusing one, isn't it? Yeah. Was it just purely the race?
Or maybe it's just the wear of the plank.
The wear of it, yeah.
Because maybe he did more laps in the race, and then that's more likely to wear the plank more and more, and that doesn't really. The plank won't be worn in the sprint in the quali because you're only doing 3-4 laps. But then, if that's the case, the ride height was still illegal. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's the point. Yeah, I think you're on. I don't know. It says here the car was illegal after quali, so maybe that's where it only stems from. That's what the people are saying. Not after the race, Not after the race.
Yeah, but isn't the way you set up the car the reason why it was not legal for the race? And the way you set up the car was happened before the quali.
Because I thought it was the way.
Or am I reading this wrong? Obviously, the car was legal after quali because they will check the car and it wouldn't have the wear on the plank. Yeah. So then, therefore, it's legal at that moment in time. But as a race went on, and the tires weared out, and they were scraping that plank of wood even more, and it became illegal during the race, right?
That's what
isn't that due to them not setting up the car right on Friday? I'm not saying that it was performance gain or anything like that. I'm just saying that the ride height that you set up was not. I don't know, man.
I guess the ride height wasn't obviously correct, but it's not an illegal ride height.
I'm not FIA guy.
That's the thing.
I'm just putting that out there. People are probably gonna cook me in the comments and say I'm stupid. I'm just seeing it in a different light.
That's a great question.
Strategy team 8, pit crew 10.
People are saying,
pit crew 10 out of 10. Fastest pit stop again.
People have put in some stuff here. Look, I feel the team really stepped up their game with strategy and, of course, pit stops. They're going to get a 9. There's a few here. Some people are just saying, look, the fact that we're not even illegal, we should be a 9 anyway. ADF says a 9. Let me see. McLaren, somebody gave an 8. Uzair gave an 8 for McLaren. Yeah, the fact that we even had a legal bloody car, that's one thing. That's a start, isn't it? It wasn't illegal. So,
Yeah, shout outs to the team for actually getting the red hat right first time.
10 out of 10 for the pit crew. I think it's becoming, we need to give them a challenge now. We're just giving 10s. Like, we're just throwing 9s and 10s at the
okay, yeah. Should we lower it, guys? Because they didn't get sub 2 seconds.
We gotta give it a challenge.
I know they had the fastest pit stop, but let's lower it. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Yeah, honestly, it's a madness. I mean, it's always good to see the crew do well. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, at some stage we've got to change this. Perhaps Russell and Sainz should have been investigated as well. I mean, look, yeah, of course, quite easily. 8 out of 10 for the crew, for the pit crew or for the team. I wonder. I mean, they didn't put
the whole crew for the pit crew. Yeah, 8 out of 10.
2.8 for Lando was poor.
That's poor, man. The second one, I'm not feeling it, man. He got a 2 second and a 2.8. That's Mercedes territory, 2.8.
We're getting dangerously close. Yeah, give him a 9. We'll give him a 9. We won't give him an 8. 8 is low, but yeah, I hear you. 10 is a bit wild because obviously, yeah, you can't have a 2.8. Not after what we're pulling up. No. You guys, I'll give him a 9. Yeah, 9.
Yeah.
You guys see what Mercedes was saying about not winning the pit stop championship? What were they saying? How did it
basically said that when we're fast, we're not trying to win a pit stop championship. When we did have a fast car, we don't need to be good at pit stops. We have a fast car. Good luck, guys.
Is that how we're going on?
If you want to start going toe to toe Red Bull, you're gonna get smoked. You better have a fast car.
I take it people are concerned, obviously, about Mexico. Are we not looking to have a good one?
Mexico, slow speed corners, long straights. I don't know.
What would you bite someone's hand off for now?
Podium.
You bite your hand off for a podium, yeah.
Yeah, young little P3 for Oscar Piastri. If Lando takes the penalty, if Lando takes the penalty, I just hope for points.
So you think that
if Lando takes the engine penalty, we're very much putting the ball in Oscar's court like carry us.
Yeah.
You got to get some points from McLaren.
We've got to get some points. Come on, Oscar. We're going to have to rely on you this weekend. Have you seen that stat that Merck's pit stops are only under 2.5?
Do you know what's so funny? I'm seeing all these stats and stuff like that. How long have I been talking about this? Maybe 2.5 years. I put the stats up. I said that. Look, listen. In the top five. Look, usually when they say top 5 pit stops, since 2022, the start of 2022, Mercedes has appeared in the top 5 6 times. 6.
A team like Mercedes.
And that's not even asking for like 2.5 or nothing like that. That's just finishing in the top 5 fastest pit stops in that race.
What's going on, people?
They've done it 6 times in, I don't know, nearly 40 races.
What is going on?
They stink, man. But they stunk in 2021. The whole reason Monza happened, the crash between Hamilton and Max, is because these lot did a slow pit stop.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You wouldn't have crashed if you didn't do a slow pit stop after Max did a slow pit stop.
Oh, no, real.
Thank God for our pit crew. Shout out to you guys.
Big up to the pit crew, man. Hey, quickly.
One day we'll get one of you guys on here so we can talk about your fantastic work. One of the pit crew.
Oh yeah, we need to get some profiles and find out who's who, man, and get them on.
We need to find out. We need to get these guys on, man. You guys are.
We need to know what's the exercise, what is the nutrition. I need to know it all.
These men are deadlifting crazy weights.
Oh God! Honestly, I don't care about a podium this weekend. Think long term. Take the pen. Cheeky P5. Lovely comeback drive from Lando. P3-4 for Oscar Masterclass. Cook in Vegas.
Yeah. I need Oscar to just carry on that podium streak that we're on at the moment.
Absolutely. Last couple of comments here. Zach, big up Zach. I know you put some few comments in earlier as well. Mexico has thin air and is a high downforce circuit where the drag isn't too penalized. We might have more pace there than the track layout would suggest. We have to wait.
Listen, this team's surprising me every single time, man. I thought we were going to be absolutely crap, and then we ended up second best. So let's see how we go. We're fast in the sprint race as well, so let's see where we're going.
Who's that? We'll finish on these comments here. Max Verstappen, 11.1 second pit stop. Hamilton, 4.2 second pit stop. Destiny.
You know what's so funny? I'm going to be quite shameless right now. When that crash happened, I celebrated. I went, yeah! My neighbors thought I was crazy. I was going, let's go! Because I knew McLaren won. From that point there, I said, it's over. We're winning. Whether it be Daniel or Lando, we're winning this race. I celebrated so much. I said, these fucking idiots. I said, these guys are so dumb. Why are you crashing into each other and throwing away a win like that? I said, all right, we'll take that.
You think I gave a damn about those two when I see my two papaya guys right behind you? Nah. I
said, McLaren to the world. The restart, Norris just overtaking Leclerc. No. I was like,
finish. You know what I'm saying? Finish.
Lovely jubbly.
It was the perfect way for the crash to unfold. Of course, it was perfect.
That was mathematics, man. 11.1, and you're like, oh yeah, let's take advantage of this. And you do a 4.2. Yeah. Mercedes.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, Dre would love that as well. Get one of the guys on. There was some of the team in the cut of the race podcast. Okay. Oh, wow. Really interesting. Okay, I'm going to have to go check that out. Absolutely. Listen, guys, we are here yet again. We've got another podium, people, yeah? Let's celebrate that for a hot minute.
I hope for at least one podium next race. And I just hope we can get this entry penalty out of the way for Lando.
Yeah, exactly that. So,
what's your prediction?
With the way people are talking about Mexico, I think we will do better than what we expect. I think we will be. I think both cars will finish top 7. And with top everything, 7? Yeah, like if it is a case of like Lando has to take an L, okay, then obviously I'm not going to be too optimistic about wherever they might finish. But if both teams can get double points and good points as well, mate. That'll do me. That'll do me. It'll just be interesting to see what's going on around, like what Aston Martin's doing, obviously for the constructors and so on. And I guess as someone mentioned in the comments, long term, got to probably think about it long term. So, yeah, I'd say top 7. If both cars finish top 7, depends. If we don't take a penalty, then I'm seeing.
That's top 5. Yeah, I need a podium at least.
Yeah, we need a podium. I'm praying for a podium, but let's see. We have to wait and see. People. Guys, we'll see you next week, next Tuesday, ahead of the after post-race of the Mexican Grand Prix. We'll touch on Beyond the Grid as well, Andrea Stella's episode. Until next week, people, make sure you have a safe one. We'll see you next week. And hopefully more podiums. Let's make it 5 in a row. Or 7 in total. Peace.